Have your knees been feeling stiffer lately? Maybe your back aches when you get out of bed, or your fingers don't move as smoothly as they used to, and walking has become a problem. At first, you chalk it up to aging or bad posture, but what if the real problem lies in one essential mineral you've been ignoring, unintentionally? This mineral shortage is wrecking your cartilage, fueling inflammation, and making recovery from even small injuries take way longer than it should. In this video, you'll learn what that mineral is, what it does for your joints, how to tell if you're running low, and exactly what to do about it. By the end, you'll know how to give your joints the support they need and live more meaningfully. The absence of this mineral causes joint pain. Let's pull back the curtain on a common deficiency that millions of people walk around with without ever realizing it's the reason their joints are sore, creaky, and inflamed. The mineral we're talking about is magnesium. Magnesium is involved in over 300 enzyme processes in your body, and many of them directly impact how your joints feel and function. It helps regulate calcium, synthesizes proteins that build connective tissue, and calms inflammation, which are all processes your joints depend on. But here's the catch. Around 70% of adults aren't getting sufficient magnesium from their diets, and the numbers are even higher in people over 40, especially those constantly stressed and eating mostly processed food. It's like your joints are trying to operate without softer parts that keep it flexible and pliable. Without magnesium, your body literally can't repair cartilage. It can't regulate the inflammatory response inside your joints, and it can't control how calcium is deposited around your bones and ligaments. What happens to your joints without it? Think of your joints like the hinges on a door. When everything is working right, they move cleanly, evenly, and with minimal noise. But remove the lubricant, or in this case, magnesium, and those hinges start to grind and groan. Cartilage, the slippery tissue that cushions your joints, starts to wear down with the absence of magnesium. Inflammation becomes harder to manage, and even the fluid inside your joints, called synovial fluid, becomes less effective. Magnesium plays a key role in managing enzymes that keep inflammation in check. It also helps regulate calcium transport, which keeps bones strong but prevents calcium from building up where it shouldn't, like in your soft tissues and joint linings. Without it, you end up with chronic low-grade inflammation, calcium deposits, stiff tendons, and weak cartilage. Over time, these minor irritations add up to something bigger, joint damage. Then you get, in subsequent dosages, stiffness, more pain, and less freedom to move how you want. You notice fatigue from every time you take a step, lift a bag, or simply get out of bed. Early signs you're running low on magnesium. Did you know that magnesium deficiency doesn't always start with joint pain? In fact, some of the earliest signs seem completely unrelated, but they're your body's way of sending subtle warnings that something's off. You might start noticing muscle cramps or spasms, especially at night. Maybe your legs feel restless, twitchy, or just never seem to settle. Sleep becomes more fragmented, and even when you rest, you wake up tired. Your nails might become brittle. Your skin feels dry more often. You could even start hearing or feeling subtle grinding sounds in your knees or shoulders that never used to be there. For some, it shows up as a constant tingling in the limbs. For others, it's regular headaches that creep in and stick around longer than they should. These symptoms can seem like separate issues, but they often share the same root cause, a steady depletion of magnesium. And the tricky part is, your body doesn't make magnesium. It depends entirely on what you give it. So when intake drops or absorption weakens, these early symptoms are your body's way of sending warnings. How the deficiency worsens over time. Let's break it down over time so you can see exactly what happens if your body doesn't get enough magnesium. Week 1 to 4, you might feel more fatigued than usual. Small movements feel tight and your joints click more. You dismiss it. Maybe it's the weather. Month 2 to 3, inflammation builds up in your tissues. Cartilage starts wearing faster than it can repair. Your knees feel sore after going upstairs. Wrists hurt after typing. 6 months, calcium begins depositing in soft tissues. Tendons lose flexibility. Stiffness is now your morning routine. That shoulder pain? It sticks around longer. 1 year and beyond, joint degeneration sets in. Without magnesium to regulate calcium, support cartilage enzymes, or calm inflammation, your joints age faster. You move less, your muscles shrink, and pain increases. What started as a simple deficiency is now setting the stage for osteoarthritis, tendinitis, and bone thinning. Who's most at risk? Magnesium deficiency can affect anyone, but certain groups are more vulnerable. Older adults are at high risk because absorption naturally declines with age. Athletes and active individuals lose magnesium through sweat, often without realizing it. People taking medications like antacids or diuretics may unknowingly reduce their magnesium levels over time. Those with digestive issues such as IBS or Crohn's often have trouble absorbing nutrients. And if you're under chronic stress, your magnesium gets burned up faster than usual. Add in poor diets, heavy caffeine use, or alcohol consumption, and you're looking at disastrous joint destruction. The bigger problem, inflammation and bone loss. Magnesium doesn't work alone. Its absence affects your entire musculoskeletal system. When magnesium is low, calcium regulation reduces. That's when calcium starts building up where it shouldn't, like in your arteries, tendons, and cartilage. This can lead to calcification, reduced flexibility, and more friction in your joints. Low magnesium also amplifies inflammatory signals like CR, PC reactive protein, and IL-6 interleukin 6. These cytokines drive pain, swelling, and joint breakdown. Even your bones take a hit. Magnesium plays a crucial role in converting vitamin D into its active form, which helps absorb calcium into bones. Without magnesium, bone density can drop, leading to an increased risk of fractures and osteoporosis. How to fix it, recovery and prevention. Now that you know what's at stake, let's talk about how to fix it. The good news is that magnesium levels can be restored, and your joints can recover. Start with your diet. The best sources of magnesium are real, whole foods. You'll find it in dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, in nuts and seeds such as almonds and pumpkin seeds, and in legumes like black beans and lentils. Whole grains like quinoa and brown rice also pack a magnesium punch. Even some of your favorite snacks, like avocados, bananas, and dark chocolate, can help restore your levels if you eat them regularly. If your diet alone isn't cutting it, supplementation may help. Magnesium glycinate or citrate are especially well absorbed and tend to be easy on the stomach. Many people find relief by taking between 200 and 400 milligrams daily, but it's always a good idea to check with your healthcare provider first. To get the most from your magnesium, it's smart to pair it with the right partners. Nutrients like vitamin D, vitamin B6, and zinc all work together to enhance magnesium absorption and usage in your body. At the same time, avoid taking magnesium too close to calcium supplements, since the two can compete for absorption and interfere with each other. Hydration also matters. Magnesium relies on water for proper transport and absorption, so sipping water throughout your day helps make sure your body is using it efficiently. And finally, cut back on the things that drain your magnesium reserves. That includes alcohol, sugar, caffeine, and chronic stress, all of which force your body to use up more magnesium to stay balanced. If you're on long-term medications like diuretics or acid blockers, it's worth talking to your doctor to find out if they could be affecting your magnesium levels. In many cases, people report reduced joint pain, smoother movement, and even better sleep within just a few weeks of addressing their magnesium intake. Your joints might not be aching because of age. The pains may just be an indicator that something's missing. Magnesium is one of the most overlooked but essential nutrients for joint health. You now have the power to improve your joint health and regain your freedom. You don't need to wait for a diagnosis or a prescription. Start with your diet. Look at your habits and ask yourself if you are giving your joints what they need to thrive. If this video opened your eyes to what's going on behind your joint pain, hit the like button. Subscribe for more health insights, and if you know someone who's been complaining about aching knees or hips, send this their way. They might just thank you later. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.